Defeating Entrepreneurial Loneliness. Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. Today I'm going to review a book that I've just held up for you, and it's one that's interesting because I don't even have to read the whole book. Now, I've got a lot of books on my shelf. Some of them I have read only a little bit of from. I have not read all of them back to back. The ones I talk about that I have. This is one of those books that I have not been back to in quite a while, and I don't even know why I stopped. It was probably just something personal going on in my life where I set it aside or lost it or something like that, probably during one of my many moves. But this book, I'm only halfway through, and I can already tell you, is well worth reading, and especially for the idea that it is very, very brutally honest. And if you can find books and audiobooks and lectures and anything from anybody that has been an entrepreneur, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a business owner, if you're one of the ones that's in the trenches and the ones in charge, then one of the things that I highly recommend, on top of getting a mentor and on top of getting people that think the way you do, joining masterminds, all the typical garbage that we all talk about. Besides all that, the one of the most interesting things about having books and audiobooks by the right types of people is that you feel like you're not alone on the journey. And even if you're, if you have a significant other or children, parents, whatever else that you're close to, a lot of times they don't have the same flair or the same belief you do and the same vision that you do for where you're going. That's pretty typical. We're unusual. We're an unusual group. This is one of those guys, though, that gets it at a very deep level, what it takes to go to the next level. And I know it's a really off-the-wall title, How to Get Rich by Felix Dennis. This is the guy that founded Maxim magazine, also The Week, which was another magazine that was, I'm not even sure if it still exists, but they were two very top magazines in two very different areas. But he's been in the publishing empire for a long time and had a bunch of big hits, made a lot of money, and did so in his own terms. He did it just the way he wanted to do it, but it doesn't mean it was easy. And a lot of times they all talk about the good times, but they don't focus on the bad times. And the thing I really love about this book, besides that, the guy's a great writer. I mean, his words just spill out. He's British. He has this background that's just, you can hear, if you've ever heard this guy's voice, he's passed away a few years back, but if you've ever heard his voice, you'll hear it throughout the book as you're reading the book. And if you get the audiobook, I'd love to hear what you think about that. Now, it's not the same author, but the guy that narrates it for him is very good. I heard a sample of it on Amazon, and it's something I'm probably gonna get again myself after I plow through this one, because it's a book I like to go back to. But I'm so undisciplined when it comes to rereading books. I'll go back and look through the sections I highlighted, but I have a very difficult time sitting down and reading a book over again. I don't know why. But listening to an audio, that's something I can do while I'm driving or doing anything, and especially if I've got it plugged into my phone. So this looks like a really good audiobook. The guy who does it sounds very much like the author and is a good actor. So voice actor. Here's a great little piece that I just thumbed through and found a highlight section, and this really plays to how this guy talks. He says, I know that feeling, and if you're set on creating your own business from scratch, then so will you. Despite all my brave words earlier in the previous chapter, I never knew a worse few months than when I was bashing my head against a brick wall attempting to start my own outfit in the early 1970s. The whole process was pure misery. Looking back, though, through prismed eyes of a champagne flute, I suppose I could argue that perhaps it was my finest moment. Not that it felt like it at the time. To be honest, it nearly broke me. But I would not give in. That was the secret ingredient. I would not be a wage slave. I would not take no for an answer. I would not give in. I was going to be rich somehow, some way, someday soon. And I would not retreat to the safety of a decent job until I was starved out of house and home. I would not give in. And it's just, well, the guy's a poet also. He enjoys writing poetry. So many of the things in it have a poetic rhythm to it and everything else. It's a kick to read. I can only imagine it'd be a kick to listen to also. And he doesn't pull any punches. He's very honest. He had a rough life. I mean, he came from the gutter. I mean, he really did. He started in underground magazines and drugs, sex, and rock and roll in the 60s and 70s, and worked himself out from that. And even then, he's never quite had the respect that you would think someone who had so much success should have, type of thing. Very interesting fellow. Not everything I agree with in it, but he's just honest. He's just blunt and honest and true. He's not out there to sell you, some golden idea of how to get rich. He says straight out, hey, most of you won't do anything because you're just too nice. You're too nice to get rich. Good book. It looks thick, but boy, it moves fast. It's a good one to go out to, and it points, like I said, to the idea that if you're looking to survive this thing and move forward and get bigger and better and keep going in the direction, it's good to have friends, even if those friends are dead and gone and you're meeting through written word. It's helpful. I know it is for me, so hopefully it is for you. If you're looking for somebody to help you in the strategic end of things, that's something I do. I wrote a book, 9 Ways to Amazon-Proof Your Business. You can go check that out over at amazonproofbook.com. You get your own free copy there. And also, I'll be coming out with an audiobook version real soon, so you're welcome to sign up for that. And we'll be back tomorrow. Subscribe and follow wherever you're watching this. And we do these every night where I go through some of these ideas. We either focus on a principle, a strategy, or a tactic that can help you move your business forward and just get it exploded. So we'll see you tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and just let the magic happen.